All right, guys, I'm pumped. I've been sitting on this one a while. I've been able to play with it, one of the prototypes for a little while, but today it all went live. Everything's out there. They are for sale. They're on the market. They're shipping. So let's look at the YakAttack Tow and Stow bar cart. I am pumped about this thing. All right, I've got it broke down. Now, the thing you'll see is the way it breaks down, it still amazes me. And I'm privileged to get to work with YakAttack, but it's kind of like the way you work with your daddy building stuff. I'm more in the way than anything else. My job is to make sure that you guys get good looks at stuff when it comes out. So that's what I get to do, and I'm thankful to be a part of their team. So I want you to see this, but I'm telling you, as somebody that I wouldn't care if I was on, I liked the YakAttack stuff before I ever became a team member, and I like it even more now that I know YakAttack. So let's get all that out of the way, and I want to show you this. This is how it all breaks down. Comes back together with your bars, and the bars are going to be able to mount sideways for a boat that has less of a tri-hull type style, or this way. And for almost all Jacksons, this is the configuration with the wheels following this way that I'll be doing. But you can see it all snaps together, and I'll show you how to put it all back together here shortly. And the little spurs, you want the rubber pads to go up and the spurs to go down. This is your main body. Now the neat thing about the main body you'll see is it's got different numbers on here where you can pull this pin up and over and slide this in and out. Now all the Jacksons that I've tried it on except for one, this fourth position, number 4, and I'll try to show that a little closer, but 1, 2, 3, 4. The 4 is the one that worked best for me, but that's just setting the width of what's going to be your uprights whenever I unlock them. Your uprights are going to be pretty stiff, just remember that. And it takes a little bit to kind of figure out which way they go first. I know the first time I was like, I think I might have to draw me an arrow on that, but once you get them, and they're going to lock in with this tab. There's a really good video on YakAttack's site showing the internals and how this tab actually works. And this can only travel 90 degrees, so. Lock that tab in, get it lined up. All right, same thing on this side. Same thing on that side. All right, now we're gonna go with the wheels next. Now the wheels are gonna operate just like you're putting a snap paddle together. This snap takes that lock. So on the wheels you'll see one side has a place for your strap, and one side's got that square notch just to go in there. And when you hear that snap, you know you're good. And that's it. When that button pops back out, they're locked in. Now if you want to drop your kickstands, go ahead and drop your kickstands just to make it a little easier to work with. And it's got one on each side, and I like that because that helps to set the angle for whenever you put the boat on it. Because depending on the boat, the length of the boat, the higher up you're going to have to pick it. So you don't want to have it laid out on the ground, you know, pointing straight up in the air, or you're going to have to lift your boat way up. And I'll explain that a little bit better when I get to the boats. What I found is setting it on there and then kind of bringing it over the side, having these long bunks, it just sort of fits and hunts and slides right into the notch where it needs to be, and then it's relatively easy to move it fore and aft before I put the straps on. Right. These little stems that are facing down, they're going to go right down in there, and then these latches, which there's one on each side, these are going to latch around and hold it. So that's got it. Same with this one. And it's got them on both sides. So then, all right, so that's it. I mean, I've tried to set up a few things in the yard. It's kind of difficult to set it up where you can see that you're going to hit stuff and have it not roll away. I mean, you can see the stuff that I had kind of rolled away, but I've had the Take 2, Coosa X, Tripper, Liska, and a DT, Kilroy DT on it. And all of ours have held up. I've got some pictures. I'll kind of show you the different ones sitting on it. But this is the longer bar setup. They've got one coming out here in another month or so. It's going to be called the Bunkster, and it'll be a little shorter setup. So you know, it really depends on what you want, what you need. Now I'm telling you, with these rubber pads, you know, of course kayaks slip and slide. There is a little bit of movement, but I mean it's enough movement that I kind of want it where I can position it correctly underneath the boat before I run my strapping point. Now the strapping point can be either in the middle, right here. You know, if you've got a narrower boat, that might be your best bet. For most of my boats, which tend to be wider because I'm a bigger guy and a bigger paddler, you know, for the Take 2, the X and everything else, it's going to go in the center of the wheels and go over your boat like that. So, but I'm telling you, when you've got it bowed up on either this strap or that strap, there's no movement. All the contact points on these bars. The one good thing I like about the long bars is I'm a little lazy, and I hate to admit that part of it, but being a little lazy, there's times that I'll take one off the truck and I'll leave it on the cart. If you do that in Alabama with most other carts, put it that way, you're going to make a massive dent in the bottom of your boat. This has got enough surface area, and being locked into the tri-tune type hulls underneath my boats, you know, it doesn't create issues at all. You're not going to make flat spots. So just knowing that, for this, I like this longer configuration. Now you could break it down. I'll show it to you in the front part of the X, but a lot of times I'll just take it and put it on the side here. And a lot of times in the boat, I tend to take my carts and I put them just like that, and I bungee them on the back behind my crate, and you know, I mean, it works well like that for me. So you kind of pick and choose what you want to do. This is a beast of a cart. This thing has held some serious weight. I actually had Angie in the Take 2 dragging her around in it. Not saying that she's serious weight because she's standing right over there, so I'm getting an ugly look, but I had her in that boat and carried her around in it. So you can haul some serious weight with this cart. I don't remember what it was that the factory played around with, but it was way, way, way up there. So, but really neat setup, and I can't get over, hey girl, I can't get over how adjustable, like literally there ain't a boat on the market that you can figure out how to make this work with. And I've said it, and I've talked to people, and I get accused of being a YakAttack fanboy or whatever. But guys, I've built the carts, you know. I made my own PVC cart. I've made them wood. I've made them steel. I did all that. And then I went with multiple other manufacturers' carts. And they do the job. I mean, Lord knows a cart of any kind is beneficial to you. So they do help, you know, and I've had several different carts. I gotta admit, if you literally sat down and wrote out every wish list for a cart, this one hits every single one except for free. You know, and that's the one thing that I say, yeah, I can't handle that. But this cart is as good as it gets. The YakAttack Stow and Tow bar cart. Look at it. If you're around here, around Smiths, Alabama, come by the house. I'll show you mine. We'll put it under your boat. See what you think about it. It's as good as it gets.